Good evening, guys. Good evening, ladies, and anyone from the 19. Good evening. Oops, my chair nearly went then. To get myself ensconced and comfortable. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get another T-shirt for in here because this is the Vintage Electronics Repair T-shirt. So, as I say, good evening, guys and girls, and welcome. I'm just trying to get this camera straight because it doesn't sit straight. Stupid. Let's just go to the camera. Yeah, so there we go. Right, it's a bit straighter now, but it has an habit of moving. So we've got we've got, let's turn that on. Right, so let's see, let's put my glasses on. We've got Clarence and we've got Paul. Yeah. It's just, yeah, so three people in. Right, let's put this on. There we go. Got a bit of radio there. Alright. Let's just play about with the settings. That's about alright. Someone's phone's ringing. Right, let's go on and tell everybody where we are. Just adjust that sculpture. One niner Roger. Roger's gone on the piss. Oh, well, there we go. Roger's gone on the piss, guys.
Is that Andy over?
This is Andy over.
Hello, sitting old chap. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate.
Good. Just checking, that's all.
Yeah, is that you, Ian?
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, nice to hear you on, mate. Yeah, we're on YouTube. We're doing it on Friday night. Because I do it twice a week now. I do it Wednesday and the Friday. Yeah, I just set up an account, create a YouTube channel, set up an account, and I use a program called OBS, and what it does, it deals with everything for me. I just give it my details, it does everything for me. Deals with all my cameras and everything. Really good. Roger, you go and trough your meat pies. Absolutely, my friend. Right, I'm going to drop key as well because I'm going to say good evening to everybody. We've got people popping in, and I'll be popping in on the 19 while I'm talking to everybody else. You enjoy your meat pies, Ian. Catch you all in a bit, guys.
No fun. See you there.
Laters. Can I what? Yeah, can I make you famous? Absolutely, just say hello. Anyway, so there we go, guys. Good evening, and let me. So we've got something on the. Just change this meter on this back to power because it's on. You know. That's it. Yeah. Yeah, because the SWR, I don't need to look at the SWR, it's okay. Right, so who we got? We have got Paul. Good evening, Paul. We've got Clarence. We've got... We've got Jason. Hello, Jason. Good to see you on, my friend. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. We've got 7 people in. Yes. Yeah. So let's come back to the camera for a minute. Come back to camera 1 for a minute. Yeah. So that's it, guys. We're yeah, we're live in the shack. I've still not sorted out this section of the bench yet, this section of the desk yet. I've still not moved it. Yeah, I hope you're feeling better as well, Paul. Absolutely, mate. I hope you're getting there now, mate. Absolutely. You know, because that's what we like. You know, we like to hear people doing well and getting there. You know, absolutely, mate. I hope you're on the way. I hope you're on the road to recovery. Yeah, we've got. Oh, there's my cup of tea. I almost forgot about him. Anyway, we've got what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do, guys, I'm gonna move this reel-to-reel tape recorder and amplifier off here because it's got no earthly place on here. So we're gonna move those, and we're gonna put the amplifier back in the box because I've got the box for that. So we're gonna put the amplifier back in the box, nice and neat, and we're gonna put the reel-to-reel over with the hi-fi if I can find somewhere to put it. So that I can use my reel-to-reel if I want to, because I've got lots of music on there that I like to listen to. And you know, there we go. So anyway, guys, like I say, Scraps is feeling better now. He's back to his old self. He was running around the garden today, guys. Honestly, I let him out for a Jimmy Riddle, and he was bombing it round the garden. I says to Christy, and I said, you can see he's back to his old self. You know? Yeah. So we've got no radios to repair, I'm afraid, because everything on eBay is just stupidly priced, guys. You know, so I've not had anything in for a while. Yeah, I wanted to ask you a favour, Clarence. I've got a record cutter in the cupboard in the kitchen. Oh, yeah, Daffodil CD. He likes me Daffodil. Kills it. It's dead. It's gone. Anyway, what I wanted to ask you, I need a cutting chisel for me. I need a cutting chisel for me record cutting machine. But the thing is, oh, nice one. See, I need a cutting chisel. If I go on eBay and I send you a link, I'll send you an item number, send you a link even, and I send you the money across. Could you order it for me and then send it to me? Hi Martin. The Doo-Doo did Southampton. I've not seen it. He should have come this side of the river though. Oh yes, Martin. I like Billy's tours. Yeah, hi. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Hang on. Let me just move my wallet, then I've got somewhere to put my phone. Let's put that in my pocket. There we go. Yeah, anyway, I need a, what do you call it? I can't find one on this side of the pond. I can't find a record cutting chisel. I can't find a record cutter chisel on this side of the pond. And I'd like to get it. I'd like to get one. They do one that does a different model, but I'm pretty sure it will fit mine. It fits a few different heads, so I'm pretty sure by looking at it, it will fit mine. But I'd like to be able to use my record cutter. I restored it. Me and Steve have used it. We put a gramophone needle in. We put a steel gramophone needle in it, and we did actually manage to cut a record that was playable. But it was only playable about twice, and then we couldn't play it after that. Because embossing it's not the same as cutting it. Whereas this machine will actually cut it. But you have to have a chisel, you have to have a proper cutting chisel in it to do it. But it'd be nice to be able to use it and to give it a really good try out. Yes, absolutely, do that, Andy. Give me the link and I'll get started. We'll deal with the money when shipped. Right, well, I'll sort that. What I'll do, I'm going to go back in the other room. I can't do nothing from this machine or from the phone, eBay-wise. What I'll do, when I go in the other room in a bit, when I go back into the workshop, I'll sort it all out with you. Yeah, you'll have to send me your email address, Clarence, because I think I lost it. Send an email over to me. To the address that we have on the Vintage Electronics. I should put the email address on here as well. I'll edit the thing probably for next week. But yeah, it'd be nice to be able to use the record cutting machine and do a really good demonstration of it. It's a German machine. And according to the Technology Museum, according to the Science and Technology Museum, there's only one in existence that works, and that's the one they've got. Well, they haven't seen the one I've got, because mine also works, and mine probably works better than theirs does, because mine's been restored. The only problem mine's got is it's a little bit slower than 45. It's about 44. It's about 44 something. So I need to actually make a conversion spring for it, or find a brass bushing that'll fit over the top of the spindle, or fit over the top of the pulley on the motor. Because it's not actually the pulley, it's actually the shaft. The shaft was just a little bit slimmer. I think the motor was either a little bit slower or the shaft was a little bit smaller. Because I used the motor because the motor was burnt out. And I used the motor from... What did I use the motor? Oh, I used the motor from a Ferrograph tape recorder. I used the rewind motor because that goes round the right direction. rather than having to take a motor apart and build it back upside down to reverse the field. I just use that, and there's no no run capacitor needed. Anyway, I'm digressing. We cheers, Clarence. We've I'll get a link sent over to you, and we can get that sorted, and I can sort you out. You see, I mean, it's not actually that expensive, but you know, for them to ship it to me, it'd probably be cheaper for you to ship it to me. I mean, last time I bought something from America, Steve was over there, so Steve had it sent to his girlfriend, who's an American lady, the lovely Katie. Steve had it sent to Katie's, and Steve picked it up and brought it back in his suitcase. It was one of them, what do you call it? You know, them American RCA 45 RPM players. I've got one of them, but the idler had deteriorated, and I needed a new idler for it. So he brought it's a funny shaped idler and all. Anyway, he brought a replacement back for me from America, with instructions on how to fit it. Anyway, he brought it back for me, and his mum threw it away thinking it was rubbish. So of course it had to be sent off for again, of course, which he covered the cost because he lost it. So he covered the cost, and I've got that repaired. I've yet to build something for that. I've yet to do something with that, and I'd like to do something with it. It's been restored and it all works. I'd like to do something with that. I bought that off the Mildred Youngs ago. Anyway, getting back to radio, guys, because this is what this channel's about. Let's turn the radio up a bit. Yeah, what we'll do, we'll have a... What we'll do, we'll have a look round. We'll have a look round and see what's actually doing. We can move the mic out of the way, and what we'll do, we'll go to the other camera, and we can have a look round the radio, guys, and see if we find anything. Right, so we want 28 megs. Let's put it into USB to start with, and then we'll have a look around LSB in a bit. So we'll put it into USB, so we want mode. I hate wearing glasses, you have to keep putting them on. Right, mode. There we go, USB. Right, see what we find. We'll start there. Come back down a bit to the beginning of 28 megs. Then work our way up on the 10 metre band. Yeah, I should really name this channel the Vintage CB Radio and Ham CB and Ham channel. Because I do use both. Not much on here tonight, is it, guys? But then again, we've only just started. We might find something as we run through it. I'll tell you, let's turn the knob. Let's turn this. This is quicker. This is quicker. Yeah, Vintage Radio Shack. Yeah, we'll come back to that in a second. Let's just catch up with the chat. Yeah, the Vintage Radio Shack. Yeah, that's probably better doing that, isn't it? I'll rename it later. Yeah. Yeah, the Vintage Radio Shack. Yeah, always the best way to do it. Find someone travelling back from the States. It's how I got my American sockets. Email sent. Thanks, Clarence. Yeah, you know, it's... Yeah, because then we can get the record player, we can get the record cutter out. And I think I've got 1 or 2 blank discs left that Steve purchased. But yeah, we did try it with a gramophone needle, but it weren't really that clever. As I say, we were able to create records, but we only got 1 play out of them. And you know, a gramophone needle won't. Oh, hang on. A gramophone needle won't cut a record no matter what you do with it. So, not much going on here tonight, is it, guys? Oh, hang on, I just heard something then. I heard something there. There's a few there, isn't there, guys? Let's just make sure we're actually on frequency. That's where we're best at. Break. M6ANP, good evening, guys. As I say, call sign M6ANP, and the station is Stockport, and the first name is Andy. Good evening. Roger Dodger, thank you. Yes, I'm currently doing my YouTube channel. I hope you guys don't mind doing my YouTube channel. It's the Vintage CB Radio channel, but I'm going to rename it because I do both. I do amateur and CB, you see. And tonight we're having to go with the amateur radio. Working conditions at this end. It's a Yaesu FT450D, and I'm using a silver rod antenna. Over. Yeah, you're right the second time. It's Alpha November Papa. We certainly are. M6ANP, returning to you. I'm reading you. Can you give us a count, please? Because I didn't look at the needle. Well, the meter on this and the bar graph on this one.
Okay, no worries, Mike. 7 Alpha November, Mike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, thank you.
Yeah, I'm getting a good £8 off you, and it's a Radio 5. Yeah, Roger on that. I think it's Peter, isn't it? Roger on that, Peter. I'm only on 50 whiskies. I've only got it set to 50 whiskies. It's only on 50 watts because I don't believe in thrashing the radio. You say? Yeah. Can you give me Can you repeat that one, please, for me? Yeah, I should be, but I don't think anybody's going to bother me. You know, yeah, I should be, but no one's going to bother me. Besides, if I go on 30 watts, my signal will be lower.
Turn your power up, Andy. Turn your power up like we don't care on here. Actually find you on YouTube. What do you call sign?
Yeah, my call sign's M6ANP. That's Mike 6 Alpha November Papa.
Where can we find you on YouTube then?
Yes, it's if you type in the Vintage CB Radio Shack, you'll find me in there. And at the moment on the screen is a picture of me using my my Yaesu FT450D. Good evening to you there, my friend. It's nice to welcome you onto the YouTube, and nice of you guys to bring me in and we can have a chat. You know, it's what it's all about.
Yeah, good evening, mate. Yeah, just feel like I was just joining you. I've been on earlier on, but yeah, good evening, YouTube. If you can see me live from Studio B on the dining table, Icon Sun 300 and all the usual shenanigans, 100 watts. Yeah, nice to meet you, mate. You're 5'9 plus 10. My name is Chris. I'm located just north of Manchester, the town of Oldham, Oldham, Roger.
Yeah, Roger Dodger, got you there, Chris. I think I've spoke to you on the other side, haven't I? I think I spoke to you on the 19th. I do recall it. I'm sure I did. I'm sure I spoke to you down there sometime. Yeah, I'm in Stockport in Brinnington, what we used to call the Ponderosa years ago. I'm up here, guys, and I'm getting a lovely signal from you there, Chris. It's actually just over the 9s, and it's a lovely Radio 5.
No problem. You are the biggest station in the nation here from sunny Oldham, mate, so nothing expected. If you need a kilowatt, I can put one on for you, Andy, over.
No, don't do that. You'll blow me windows out. You'll blow. If you put 100k on the dial, the bar graph will go right into the rest of the display.
I'm waiting for him to NTI to come on board. He's on a little fish now. He's sunny Oldham, Andy, over.
Roger. Yeah, over. Yeah, I don't get a chance to use it a lot. So, you know, when I do use it, I enjoy it.
That's great, I'll be, mate. Seriously, for all YouTubers, bit of bounce. I know it's not your normal radio receiver, listen to what there, but that's where we have the bouncer. 28490 with the lads on here. Anyone's welcome, just call in and say hello, and anyone's welcome. If you're an M3, M6, M7 with a kilowatt, I don't mind. Just give me a call sign, I'll talk to you. Life is too short for QRP, Andy, over.
I agree with you, Chris. I agree with you, mate, wholeheartedly. You know, I can't. One thing I can't deal with, and I'll be honest with you, I can't deal with radio snobs. I'm into it all, mate. I love it all.
We all do, mate. That's it's all about all the falling out, all the shenanigans and band policing. Listen, anybody's welcome in here any time of the day, all night when I'm around. So yeah, no problems, mate. Anyway, I'll let you. Who's in charge? I think he's CQ North America up in Rosendale. He's a good DXer. He's the top DX cluster of the group, man. This fella, Phil.
Hello, Darren, are you there?
There's a tag on. You've not got your
Yeah, hello Darren. Yeah, it's Andy over in Stockport, over.
Hi Andy, of course I can hear you, mate. I was just jumping on a biscuit, mate. That's all. Laughing at Christopher as usual. M0VKU over in Failsworth, over.
Yeah, I've got you there, Darren. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, you're coming through. I'm not. I won't sit and give radio reports. Mind you, that being said, if you're actually watching the YouTube channel, you can give yourself a radio report because the radio's actually on the screen at the moment.
Every watching us. It's updating my screen, every computer at the moment. There's nobody watching. There's nobody watching, Andy. What's going on?
Yeah, there's people watching. How many's in at the moment? Yeah, there's a lot of people going on. Let's see how many's in. Yeah, we've got 10 people in. And there's a couple of guys working the chat.
Hello to the guys working the chat. Go on, Frank. Andy, you copy?
I got you there, Frank. Absolutely, my friend. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, you know, and it's 7 up to the top end of Oldham. Name's Frank, call sign Mike 0, Delta Pacific X-ray.
Roger on that. I'm only working 50 watts and I'm working a silver rod, a high gain silver rod. I had to take my IMAX down because it got water ingress and I had water coming out of my coax into the back of my radio.
Watching this on YouTube now. I've got one thing, Chris. It's called Peroni. That's coming down my coax, Andy.
Yeah, Roger. Roger on that. Yeah, it did. I had water running out of my coax. And what happens is with fiberglass, it becomes porous. Once the gel coat wears off, it becomes porous, and you get minute cracks in the fiberglass, and the water gets in. So I just had my aerial. I just thought, well, I'll buy a silver rod. They don't seem to rot them things. So I had my aerial man come round and put that up over.
You'll find the lads on here. It's a bit of banter, you'll find a bit of banter on this feed, because that's what it's all about. So, yeah, good. Oh, I've got my IMAX, so I'll just crank my little tower up, so we're alright, we're all good. Sunny side of Oldham here, Andrew, and my IMAX is okay. So, if we get any problems in mine, I'll just put some Amorites on it and I'll sort it out, over.
Yeah, I've still got the antenna. It's stored out the back at the moment. But what I will do eventually, I will reseal it. Eventually because the aerial works. Just that water gets in and runs down the coax. And we checked the coax, and the coax was okay on the outside. And when we screwed the PL plug off, there was water running out of the aerial. So yeah. So. I will actually look at repairing it because they're expensive. They're nearly 200 quid, them IMAXs now, they're here. So, that's why I bought the silver rod, because funds couldn't stretch to another IMAX.
Yeah, well, just get some amalgamated tape round it, all that still. M0VKU, he's the antenna specialist, he's good at buying and selling. The half a daily of 28,490, so if you can't sort it, take it down, take it to Daz's, he'll put some Amorites on it or a bit of amalgamated tape, what he does. Well, he did what? I'll do what, I'll wear, when we're looking at this on YouTube, I can't see anything. I don't know, it's on my kitchen table, no idea. Darren, hello. John.
Yeah, hello?
Vintage CB Radio Shack. That's a lot, isn't it? Right, hang on. You can remember that. Vintage CB Radio Shack. Hit the gold button and you'll be on it. Well, so did you send me a link then, please? Because I'm sat here, poverty stricken. I'm on my dining table. I'm looking at Granny Smith apples and a banana for work on Monday, over. I'll send it to you, Chris. Cheers, Frank. Go on, Andy. Show Celebrate. Good to hear you, pal.
Yeah. Well, definitely a Roger on the Granny Smith apples and the banana. I used to have a social worker come here, you know, when I was fighting for custody of my daughter, which I won back in 2008. And what I used to do every time she come, I used to have a banana and 2 oranges in my fruit bowl. You can imagine how they were arranged, and she used to look at it and go, oh.
It's gone, Chris. Oh, yes, that was all right, Andy, but yeah, banana and granny strip apples and a bottle of Peroni, Andy, for the YouTube boys, over.
Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. It's a Friday night, you may as well enjoy yourself. I've got a bottle of scotch in my workshop. A friend of mine come down from Scotland the other week, and he normally has a drink with me while he's here, but he didn't have the time this time. He was on a flying visit, so he bought me a bottle of scotch instead.
Ah, super, mate. Well, you're good to go, mate. Turn you over. And nice to hear you. I've just come back on, actually. I've been on most of the afternoon. So, yeah, great to hook up with Andy. G0UNJ in the group on here. And there's plenty more on here, the lads on here on this frequency. It's a great frequency. Sometimes it can get a bit below the ball, but in general, we're all okay, lads. We won't do any malicious, but I don't anyway, certainly. So there we are, mate. Nice to hear you. And hope the YouTube channel goes okay, pal. I've just recently moved back to here. That's my story. And I'm just running an IMAX, 100 watts in this little 7300. I do have plenty of radio, well, a couple of radios, but loads of radio gear, Andy. Bit of an antenna, but no shack, unfortunately. But I'll sort it out. It might take a couple of months or so, but we'll get there and I'll be back to running full steam again, over.
Yeah, I got you there, Chris. Yeah, I use my dining room as my shack. I'll give you all a look round it when I finish. Because I'm going to drop key in a minute, let somebody else have a go, and I'm going to get back to my audience on here and see what's happening with me chat, and I'll zoom the camera out, and I'll give you all a pan round, and you can see what I've got.
Yeah, no problem, mate. Well, no problems down there. I don't care if anyone wants no water card. It's PO Box 88 Moscow, G0UNJ. See you later, Andy.
Yeah, catch you later, Chris. Catch you later, guys. I'll stay on the frequency and monitor, and I'm going to pan round and let you have a look what we've got in the shack. Yeah, M6 ANP going clear. I'll just turn that down a little bit for a minute, guys. Yeah, so there we are, guys. A bit of radio for us. Yeah, we're on frequency now, guys. I've just made the adjustment. Right, I'm going to catch up with my YouTubers, and I'll just monitor and listen in, guys. Cheers a lot. Yeah, let's just turn this down, guys. There we go. So let's see where we're up to. Hello, Frank. Hello, Frank. What's that? Tyra? Yeah. Yeah, there's a few on that channel, isn't there, guys? I just bid on a Murphy CBH. Oh, you haven't, have you? Is that home base? Is that home base, Jason? I think I was looking at it earlier. There was an home base. So, oops. I'll zoom out because what we can do, we can give the guys that are listening on the radio, the guys that are using the radio, we can give them a look round the shack in a minute. Yeah, of course I'll have a look at it for you, Jason. You know I will. The hardest part is getting the link across on the, you know. Yeah, so, yeah, of course I will, Jason. If you win the bid on it, mate, just get it in the post to me. Or you could even have it sent directly to me. And, of course, I'll look at it for you, you know I will. Don't worry about that. Right, let me move back. And we'll give people a look at what we've got on the bench, on the desk. It's just coming a little bit. As you can see, we've got the Yaesu there. We've got the 270 behind it. We've got the Midland 2001 still. I've not put that away yet. I restored that a couple of weeks ago. I've still got to put a decent channel knob on because the channel knob's split. I've got a scrapper somewhere with a good knob. I've not found it yet. There's the homemade home base. That's the homemade home base, which I did a few. It was good. How long did I do that, guys? I bet it's heading towards a year now since I did that, isn't it? You know, and I know my knobs are wonky. I can't drill a straight home. I've got a couple of one-handers there. There's me 6900 and a Handmaster mic up there, which also comes badged as a Leeson. And we come round here. Right, there's a Quansheng and my SWR meter, my monitor, my switches there, and my Nintendo DS. And there's me, what do you call it, guys? There's me, for zoom out. There's me lovely old Sony reel-to-reel tape recorder connected to an Armstrong amplifier, and I've got a Kenwood MC50 there, a microphone there, which I converted for CB use, but I need to convert it back again because it doesn't really work very well. No one can hear me apparently on it, so it's very low, and so I need to convert that back. It's only a matter of moving some wires. Take me 2 minutes, but I've just not got to it yet. But that's what we've got in the shack. And if I can just get back to where we were. Yeah, you know, that's, you know, but I do like to repair and mess about. I do like to repair. I mean, I'm no expert, guys, don't get me wrong. I'm no expert, I mean, I'm no expert, but I do like to, you know, I'm learning every day. Every day's a learning experience, guys, and I'm learning every day about radio. I mean, I'm only an M6. The only reason why I'm an M6 is because I've never actually found the time to go out and do the 2E0. I will do it one day, you know. I will get to it, but I do like my radio. I like my radio. You know. Oh, I'm not showing you my jukebox, have I? There we go. If we can get that far round. Well, if I move out of the way, I might be able to. And it would help if I didn't kick the bloody leads that are connected to the camera and run the risk of unplugging it. And I think we need to go that way. There we go. And there's my beautiful old Rowe AMI jukebox. Sat in the corner there. And that does get used regular. Whenever I'm sitting in here, I have that on. If I'm not on the radios or I'm not doing this, I put that on. And you know, that's it. I need to get some CB sort of artwork for this room. CB and amateur radio artwork. You know, a bit of everything. Yeah, but what I'm going to do later, guys, I'm going to rename the channel to the Vintage Radio channel, because you know, to call it the Vintage CB radio channel, it's a bit of an understatement really, because I cover everything. I'm a licensed amateur. I cover everything. I like everything. So, you know, just take the letters CB out and just leave it as the Vintage Radio Shack. Just do that, I think, and see how we get on with that. You're all gonna see what I look like in a minute. You guys on 28490, you're gonna see what I look like in a minute. I put my order in today, guys, with my friend Mick, my friendly scrap man. I put my order in for another office chair for the workshop, because the office chair in the workshop's knackered. In fact, this is actually a better chair than what that one is, and this one's knackered. So there you go, guys. You can all see me, and that behind you is my Sharp VZ3000 vertical music centre, which I repaired, and because my main background, guys, is in the electronics. You know, basically I was a TV repairman for a long time. Hello, Frank. Nice to have you in, mate. Hope you got good tunage on the jukebox. Oh, we have, mate. We got some nice old tunes on there. I mean, I don't like modern stuff, but we've got all sorts of. I would read some off, but it means it's like, well, actually, I couldn't I? What have we got? We've got some that some might like, some. You know, we've got some Beatles on there. There's a couple of Elvis Presley. We've got the Swinging Blue Jeans, a Hippie Hippie Shake. Fleetwood Mac, Old Diane. We've got a One Penny Comos, a couple of Jim Reeves. Stuff I like. Rod Stewart. David Bowie. He's Ashes to Ashes, David Bowie. A Kind of Magic Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody Queen. I can't see them ones over that side. My eyes are crap. Oh, I can see a bit of them now. I'm into Something Good, Herman's Hermits. Wonderful Land of Shadows. My Boomerang Won't Come Back, Charlie Drake. You gotta have Charlie Drake, haven't you, guys? Definitely. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff in there. There's 100 records in there. Oh, you know, we've got a choice of 100 records. 7 Little Girls Sitting in the Back Seat by the Avons. I would like the version by what's his name, the original one. What was his fucking name? What was it? Don't anyone tell me. It'll come to me in a minute. I think it was Paul. No, it wasn't. 7 little girls sitting in the back seat, kissing and hugging with Fred. I can't remember his name. It'll come back to me. It wasn't Paul Evans. I don't know why he comes to mind, but it weren't Paul Evans. Well, it could have been. I can't remember. It'll come to mind. It'll come back to me. Yeah. There's a good few. There's some in there. Some people might not like, but I like them. Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. Shaking all, never get over you. I thought it was Shaking all over. There's a couple of Seekers ones in there. I can't see what's at the top here on this row, on the top, on the first row, because my eyes won't permit it. I'd have to, yeah. But yeah, we've got some good tunes in there. Got some good music in there. And the beauty about it is I've got that many records, I can change them whenever I want. I mean, I've got thousands of records, so just change them whenever I need to. Are you off now, Jason? You take it easy, my friend. Chris G-U-G-G-G-O-N-U, yeah, is also a DJ. Oh, nice one, Chris. My radio is the Yaesu FT 101 MP. Nice radios. Well, all the Yaesus are. You know, I like all the Yaesus. You know, I'm a real Yaesu monster. Me, I like Yaesus. You know, Yaesus are dead reliable. I mean, I've had a couple of Kenwoods, and I found the Kenwoods are all right as well. I'm not a lover of Icons because I've never actually had one, but from people who have had them have said they're a bit deaf. Some of the models, not all of them, but some of them are a bit deaf. So I stay away from them in case I get a deaf one. But you know, I do like Yaesu. I do like Yaesu. Yaesus are lovely radios. You know, they look good and they work well. And I got this one at a good price. I got it at a good price on eBay, and it came in the box with everything, mint condition, and it also had 2 mics with it. As I said, I'm mostly a listener. I know you are, mate. Yaesu made excellent scanners, too, that's true. But the MVT series of scanners were amazingly sensitive. Yeah, the Uniden Bearcats weren't bad either. They were sought after, them Uniden Bearcats. You know, there was people who actually wanted those. I bought one. I bought a Uniden Bearcat, and I had it for a couple of weeks, and I got fed up of it because I'm not only a listener, so I got fed up of it because I like to transmit as well. So I got fed up of it, and I put it on eBay, and I bought it for 50 quid. I put it on for 50 quid. I was just interested in getting my money back, you know, and also postage. You know, I think I put about 10 quid postage, if that, on it. And a guy in Oldham, who's probably not with us now, because he was pretty ill at the time, and it went to him, and it was only on for about 15 minutes, if that. And because I put it on a buy it now, and he bought it. As soon as it went on, he must have gone bang and bought it. And he got in touch with me, and he says, "Can you deliver?" I says, "I certainly can." I had my motorbike at the time, so I put it in my top box, and I jumped on my bike and zoomed over to Oldham with it. And he made me a cup of tea, and I was having a good chat with him. And he said, "There's your £50. He said, "There's £15 for your petrol." I said, "I don't want £15 for me petrol. You know," I says, "I'm not worried about it." I said, "Besides," I said, "if you want to give me something for me petrol, give me a £5. I said, "because it doesn't cost 15 quid to ride a bike from here, from Stockport to Oldham." No, he says, "I insist," he says, "I insist." He says, "I'm not a well man," he says, and he was telling me, like, you know, I won't go into what he had, but he was saying he wasn't a well man, and he says, you know, he says, "I'd rather you take the 15. He said, "because I've offered it." So I took it because, you know, I didn't want to hurt the man's feelings, but there again, I didn't want to rip him off either, because I don't do that. So, you know, but, you know, he said, "No, I'll take the 50. I even said that to him. I said, "If I take 15 quid, I'm robbing you." No, he said, "You're not." He said, "Take the 15, he said. So he gave me 15 quid petrol, you know. So and it went in my tank. I put it in my tank on the way home. I got to a petrol station. And I just put it straight in my tank. You know, but yeah, what we'll do, we'll have to make a note of this frequency. 28490. Yeah. So we can come back here again. Because them lads were lovely, weren't they, guys? You know, them lads were great, weren't they? I mean, you know, yeah, it was. It's all a bit of fun, isn't it? And it's a bit of a laugh. And you know, when you get radio and it's like that, it really makes you, you know, when you find a frequency like that, it really makes you enjoy the hobby. You know, it really sort of like invigorates you, you know, to, you know, enjoy the hobby a bit more. And I love radio, you know, you know, and I've always been, ever since I was a young child, ever since I was very, very, you know, knee-high to a grasshopper, ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, you know, I just developed a love for radio. I love it, mate. You know, I listen to the radio every day. You know, when I get up on the morning, first thing I do, I go in the workshop, I turn the computer on in there, and get the workshop ready for the day. And then what I'll do then, I'll come back in the front room with a hot cup of tea, and I'll switch the radio on and I'll sit and listen to the radio, Smooth FM, for a couple of hours. You know, listen to a bit of Smooth FM. And, you know, that's the, what do you call it, turn that down. So that's the first time that's gone off all night. That's the 270. Anybody on it? No. No, must have been putting its call sign thing out. But you know, that's the beauty about doing your radio exam. You know, you can use, you know, you can use anything then. You know, you can you know you're not limited to CB radio or PMR. You can use other things and explore other things. You know, you can explore other radio, other parts of the bands and other spectrums. You know, you can explore everything, and have a listen round everywhere, and have a chat round everywhere, and then decide where you belong. I mean, I belong everywhere, mate. You know, I belong everywhere. I fit in everywhere. Let's see what we're saying on the chat. Yeah, they did, but they were good scanners. The Japanese took over with solid state, that's true. Yeah, as I said, mostly a listener. Yeah, you know, 200, yeah, 200 watts antenna. Yeah, they knock out 200 watts then, don't they? Yeah, 200 watts antenna is normal vertical. You know, yeah. Good radios, the Asus, I love them. With SDI you can tune into everything, including cellular, but encrypted data is useless, absolutely. This is my old radio scanner. I'll have a look when I go in the workshop, because I can access everything from in there. Because this computer in here, all it does is lets me go onto YouTube. That's all I want to do with it in here. The phone is pretty much the same. You know, let's have a look and see if it'll take me there. YouTube. Oh yeah, that is nice. That is a nice piece of kit, that, isn't it? Yeah, Uniden. Yeah, the BC78. I mean, that's similar to the one I had. That is very, very similar to the one I had. Could you put a digital module in that, Clarence? I think you could, couldn't you? Because the one I had, it didn't have it, but you could put a digital module in it. The one I had, you know, you could stick a digital module in it and receive digital radio, you know, digital walkie-talkies and stuff. You know, squawky-talkies, like, you know, stuff that we can't receive anymore. Like the shot, what do you call? Like the shop watch and places like that, you know, the security guards and the supermarkets. You know, I used to listen to them. It used to be a good listen. But what ruins it really? Sorry about the table shaking, guys. What ruins it really, guys, is when people find a frequency and it's a good listen. What they publish it. Instead of keeping it to themselves or sending it via email to their mates, you know, they put it on Facebook or somewhere like that, and the company that owns it, that owns the frequency or rents it, or whatever they do to be able to use it, the company it's licensed to, they then go digital, and you can't listen to them anymore. You know, that's what happened with the Shopwatch system. There was that many people listening to it, especially shoplifters. They were listening to it, so they went digital. But a lot of it is because it's posted on social media. You know, go on here, it's a good listen. But then it isn't, because they get rid of it, they move. You know, and or they can stay where they are, but they just go digital. You know, they just stay in the same place and go digital. You know, and that's what Stockport Shopwatch did. They went digital. But if I find a frequency, that's a good listen, I don't tell anybody unless I tell a mate, but tell them through an email or something. I won't publish them on social media, because when you do, you know, they move. You know, they move, so I don't publish them. You know, never ever publish a frequency on social media if it's a really good listen, because then you lose out. Not just digital now, but encrypted. If you don't get the key, updates you can't chew. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but I'm sure I heard some really cool stuff on the police band. I had one guy who got the cops called on him for stealing out-of-date food. The cops asked to watch the TV footage and let him run away. Whoops, he's legged it. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, you know, how can they do you for stealing out-of-date food? They're only going to throw it away. You know, but have you seen what the shops do now, guys? I'm not going to go into all this because it's radio, but we do all this on the electronic channel. Yeah, for those of you guys that are listening on the radio and watching us, or you new guys that have just joined in, it'd be great if you would subscribe, and you can also have a look at my other channel, Vintage Electronics Repair, which is where I repair pretty much anything to do with electronics, with the exception of CB radio and any other thing, sort of communications device. I do that on this channel. So on the odd Wednesday, when I've got something in to look at or to repair, then what I'll do the vintage shack, the vintage radio shack from the workshop. We've got an aerial in there. I've got a serial signal keeper, but when it went up, we got the SWR on because I used a digital bloody SWR meter, which I wasn't used to, and I still need to get hold of my aerial man to come and run up and do it for me. He said he will. He'll come back and he'll do it. So I'm not going to rush him. He's a bit of a busy beaver, our Will. So, you know, we'll get him on his free time, and he'll just run up his ladder and do it for me. And you know, and I'll buy him a drink, obviously. You know, buy him a drink. But yeah, so yeah, I've not seen Microchips' video go up yet. Are you putting one up tonight, Graham, if you're watching? What else have we got? Yeah, let's see what time are we on? We're on. I know the clock on the computer is an hour slow. an hour fast. Oh, hang on. No, it might be right for a change. Oh, it's right for a change. It's 8:15. The clock on the computer's right for a change. That's usually wrong. Because I don't bother. That's how much I don't really bother with this machine. For anything other than YouTube. I used to use it when I was running my pirate radio station, Vintage Radio. I used to use it for the music, and all my music's still on it. But I don't do that anymore. Because I'm always on YouTube, so I don't have the time. I don't have the time to actually do it, so I use. So I don't do it. I do this instead, and all that stuff's gone. It's all been packed away, and my housing officer knew I was doing it, because she says, "What's all these aerials for?" So I told her what the iMax was for at the time. The iMax was in a state of disrepair. I bought a new middle section for the iMax, only to find out that the bottom section's leaking. So, because the middle section snapped. A fucking big herring landed on it and snapped it. Plus the wind didn't help. So I bought a new middle section and got Will the aerial man to put it up, and only to find out I had water running out of it, down the coax. It was coming out the PL plug. But anyway, I put this iGain silver rod up, and I can get everywhere on that really. I don't have a problem. I can get everywhere on that pretty much. I'm only running the radio. I don't thrash the radio. Yeah, what we were saying there about stupid calls. They hate stupid calls that waste their time. I mean, the reason why the police moved was because every man and his dog had a scanner, and the worst thing about it was, I used to listen to them, but would never act on the information received. I used to listen to the bogies, and a lot of people did, but I used to listen to it innocently. But there are people who had scanners and were listening to it to find out where they were, or if they were on their way. And that's the reason why the police moved, because there was no privacy. Once scanners came out, there was no privacy on the police band, so they had to move, because they just weren't being able to do their job. They weren't able to do their job efficiently. They still don't do it efficiently now, but they were even less efficient. But that was the problem, you see. I'll give you one example, guys. Back in 1996, now some of you may remember this. It was all over the news. Back in 1996, when my daughter was born. Now, my daughter has never eaten a mass-produced baby dinner. She's never eaten a dinner out of a jar. I don't care who made it, she's never eaten a dinner out of a jar. Never eaten a baby dinner. I used to make her dinners myself. I used to prepare her dinners, all different flavours, all different things, and I used to make them in the ice cube maker, and I used to freeze them, and when I needed them, I used to just break them out of the ice cube maker, put them in the microwave for a couple of minutes, and the dinner was done, and nice and warm and nourishing, and it was all healthy. But the reason why I did that, there was a big story on the news at the time that there was a guy going round, and what he was doing, he was putting glass in baby dinners. He was putting glass fragments in baby dinners, and it took them ages to catch him. And do you know why? Do you know why it took them ages? because he had a scanner. Not only did he have a scanner when he was off duty, he was also a policeman. He was a serving policeman, and his mates were his copper mates that were investigating the case were unwittingly keeping him informed on the progress, and that's why it took them ages to catch him, but they got him eventually, luckily. You know, they got him eventually, luckily. But my daughter has never, ever, ever eaten a mass-produced dinner, baby dinner. Never. I simply wouldn't take the chance that there might be something in there. Glass, poison, whatever. I suddenly wouldn't take the chance that there was something in there that could harm my daughter. And you know, it's a horrible thought to know that somebody's prepared, you know, somebody's prepared your baby's food in a factory, and then somebody's come along in a supermarket and put glass in it. You know, and you know, but like I'm always saying, guys, everything we put in our mouth, we're taking we're taking a leap of faith that what we're putting into our mouth is actually suitable and it's edible. You know, when you buy a takeaway, you know, you're putting a big leap of faith into the fact that they haven't spat in it. You know, shit like that, and you know, it's, you know, yeah, but no, I said to Christine, I said, Laura is never going to eat a baby dinner. But that being said, guys, them baby dinners, if you put the light them jars of salmon paste, if you press the top on them, it clicks. It's not supposed to click. If it clicks, you don't buy it because the seal's been broken. You know, they all have pop tops on them, if that's the correct word. They all have pop tops. As soon as you break it open, and there's no way of sealing that again. Don't know how they're done in the factory, but you certainly can't do it. I've tried. I've held the top down and put it back on fast, and you just can't you can't do it. But you know, I used to prepare every dinner my daughter ate as an infant. I prepared it. And I made sure it was made out of really good quality ingredients. I didn't buy crap. I made sure it was made out of good quality ingredients. And one thing she did used to love was my creamy mashed potato, my creamy mashed potato and cheese. I used to whip it together and get it really, really creamy. With a few baked beans. Man, she used to love that. Do you know, she couldn't get it down fast enough. And when it was gone, she used to look for more. Yeah, you know, but, you know, I like to think I've done my job, but I was still doing it now. She phones me up, Dad, can you lend me 20 quid? You know, but I like to think that I did a good job with my daughter. You know, I like to think I did a good job, and you know, if asked the question, would I do it again? You know, you're damn right I would. You know, because I never thought I'd enjoy being a father and bringing a child up, and but the point is, I loved every single minute of it. You know, I got a real kick out of doing it. You know, you know, and then, you know, watch it, knowing that you've created a life and helped create a life rather, and you know, you're bringing it up and watching it develop, and yeah, brilliant. Well, she has, yes. Yeah, she has. She's got a job and everything. That's how we pickle veggies. Again, as Clarence said, good dad, absolutely. I mean, I was fairly strict with her. You know, don't get me wrong, she never had it all her own way. She knew what buttons to press to get what she wanted, like, but she never had it all her own way. You know, that's it, you see, not acting on the info is the key. You know, that's why when you find somewhere which hasn't already gone digital, and it's a really good listen, you don't tell anybody. You know, apart from people you want to tell, and you do it on email or, you know, well, not even on Messenger because it's too easy to share, but you do it on email and you tell them not to share it on social media, you know, and because a lot of things, let's go back to radio, a lot of things that were on radio, you know, a lot of things that were available to listen to have actually gone. You know, you have to tune far and wide now to find anything. You know, that's worth a good listen. You know, but I mean, I've got a really good short band. I've got a radio cassette here, a boombox if you like, with which has got shortwave in it. I think, yeah, it has. It's got shortwave in it, and I can pick up some really good stuff on that with no problem. I mean, the Sharp, I repaired it on my YouTube channel, if you remember, guys. On my Vintage Electronics repair channel, we repaired it on there. Put new belts in and give it a service. And, you know, that's not a bad receiver. You pick all sorts up. You know, I mean, I think the world of my daughter. I love my daughter more than anything. You know, and that's a fact that. And, you know, if any fella ever lays hand on her, then yeah, you know, it'd be history. He really would. You know, I wouldn't stand for it. But, you know, anyway, back onto here. So yeah, we've had a good evening, guys. Hey, it's not been bad, has it? You know, we had a lovely chat with those guys on the 10 meters. You know, that was a bit of fun for us, wasn't it? I mean, we're drama people can be. She says the same about me. Still friends with the ex too. Clarence, we still love each other. She's just impossible to live with. No, I don't love Christine. I do like Christine and I get on very well with her. But I don't love her. I mean, not in that way. I love her as a friend. You know, which is what we are. And, you know, we both think the world of our daughter, and you know that's how it should be. But anyway, guys, I'm going to make a move. And why am I going to make a move? Because my bowels are due to make a move. So I'm going to go and let Mr. Magoo out. Scraps wherever he is. He's in here somewhere. He'll be asleep in the workshop on his little bed. Because I bought him a little bed because he has trouble getting on my bed. Man, he gets on my bed when I get in bed. When I go to bed, he gets on. But he does struggle a little bit. But I'm going to leave you all to it, guys. Thank you very much to the guys on 10 meters for letting me in and having a chat with Chris and the rest of the gang on there. I'll certainly make a note of that frequency so we can join it again. And hey, do you know something? Christine accused me earlier of farting. And it weren't even me. Hello Malcolm, hey, nice to see you in, mate. She accused me of farting and it weren't even me. Yeah, good night Paul, good night Malcolm, good night Clarence, Martin, everybody else. And good night to everybody on the 10 metres there on 28490, where I was having a chat with earlier. And I'll be back this way on Wednesday. We're live in the shack every Wednesday for anybody that wants to come in, and anybody's welcome, you know. And you know, it's radio irrespective of what radio you're using. If you're using a CB, if you're using a PMR, if you're using an HF, anything, it's radio. We're going to delete the CB bit and we're just going to call it the Radio Shack, the Vintage Radio Shack. We'll change the name later, but yeah, I need to seriously think about it, guys. Going for a tom tit. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you all to it, guys. Thank you very much for coming in, and like, share, subscribe, buy me a coffee, but only buy me a coffee if you want to. You know, that's not a requirement, because I don't monetize my channels. I don't believe in it. I believe in the freedom of information. I believe in the right to repair. I believe in anything that you can do for nothing and that you should do for nothing. And you all take it easy, guys and girls, and I will be back this way on Wednesday. But tomorrow night we're back on the Bush SRP 41 that belongs to Burn It Out Matthew. We're back on that tomorrow night, because I got some sound out of it today, guys. I got some sound out of it, but I've got a feeling it's free the sausages. Yeah, keep the hostages. Yeah, free the sausages. Yeah, we want our sausages back. Yeah, Keir Starmer wants to see the return of the sausages. He was alright, Pillock, when he said that one. Yeah, I want to see the return of the sausages. Everybody was on that, weren't they, guys? There was one guy on Facebook who took his sausages back to the shop. He says, I've been told to return these. Who told you to return them? He said, Keir Starmer. He just put them on the counter and walked out. Had the eggs. Oh, I like egg and sausage butties, you know. Hang on a minute, guys. Oh, yeah. Anyway, oh, God blimey. Anyway, guys, listen. It's going to start to smell like the inside of a packet of dry roasted peanuts in it if I carry on doing that. Ooh. Anyway, guys. He's a right pillock. He certainly is, Martin. Anyway, guys. Thank you for coming in as always, and thank you to the guys on the 10 metres for coming in and having a chat with me on the radio. We'll do much more next week. Thank you for joining. Like, share, subscribe, and as I say, if you want to, buy me a coffee. If you think it's worth it, buy me a coffee. If you don't think it's worth it, don't. Catch you later, guys. Y'all take it easy. Bye for now.